The Fling Show. The Fling Show. You wanna learn about the mystery of flight. You wanna hear about the scene done right. So kill your TV and just come outside. We're gonna take you on a beautiful ride. The Fling Show. The Fling Show. The Fling Show.
Hey guys. Oh my gosh, I love that always. And welcome to the Fling Show. A great show for you tonight. I'm so excited. We have some of my closest friends, Chris and Caleb Fennel, with us tonight. Before I turn it over though, I want to give a shout out. Guys, if you don't know yet, tell your girls. We got on the 23rd of January, I'm doing a clinic. It's being held at Wynwood. Find me, Meredith Martins Geary, on Facebook, and I will get you all the deets. So I just want to throw that out there. I've been working really hard. People are coming in from all around Texas. FPOs to share their skills. So get in, and if you're brand new, we'll be there just to teach you the basics, the very basics. So, all right. I want to pass it on to and introduce y'all to the Fennels. Oh my gosh, they're making such moves between you have the Points Rally and Spring Valley Leagues. They keep the disc golf going in our area. So, Chris, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. You better get to your, both of y'all need to get on right now. We have a little bit of quagmire in the show. The Waco Open is going up at 8 o'clock tonight, so our two pros here are trying to sign up as they can. So that's going to give me an opportunity to talk to one of my favorite people, and that's Mr. Chris Fennel. What he has been doing in our area, as Meredith said, is quite impressive. I mean, he jumped on the scenes last year running a Northside Christian League Sunday, taking it over after it had been handed off and just doing an incredible job. He and his son Caleb, who was also in our juniors competition, just amazing what they're doing here now. They've also teamed up here at Spring Valley. And now they're helping Andy out running major tournaments. That's why we're going to have them on tonight. So I cannot wait to have them on. Welcome to the show. We have the Fennels, Chris and Caleb. The old one is Chris. Okay? Just so y'all know. Welcome to the show, guys. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, good before I aged so quick.
But anyway, I want to jump right into the show because obviously you just released one of the big tournaments of the year at Spring Valley. It's a 3-course tournament in March. And the sponsor that you have behind that is also, somebody we've been behind since day one. So why don't you tell the guys about what you have planned and what you have coming in March?
That's right. We're being headlined by Lone Star Discs. It's a B-tier tournament, 3 courses over 2 days. April 10th and 11th. Big stuff. Yeah, it's exciting.
Well, it filled up fairly quick in both the intermediate and rec division. I had an opportunity to talk to Travis. I talked to Travis quite a bit, a couple times a week sometimes. And he and I were discussing what the passion that not only y'all have, but of course he has to this adventure here. And it showed because the rec and intermediate division, which are both my two favorites, as y'all well know, besides the old people 50 and over, it's really strong in this area. And it just goes to show you that tournaments in this area, they're going to fill up. There's enough disc golf out there for everyone to have. And I know now that people also see who's backing this and how it's going to be running 3 courses that can be done. I think that it's going to be filled up fairly quickly. That's for sure. So I don't see a problem with that. But tell me how you kind of teamed up, and now I believe you're going to be kind of taking over some of the tournament responsibilities that Andy was having at Spring Valley.
Yeah, we're doing Flex Fridays. We got one every single month from now until March, and then we lead right into the Spring Wide Open after that. And I'm sure there's going to be some more Flex Friday tournaments after that. We're talking about bringing a Texas State Junior Championship back. So yeah, there's a lot of really big things on the horizon, especially when we have the backings of Spring Valley and Lone Star Disc. That's a pretty good combination.
Well, we're lucky that we've been able to see the gentleman to your, I guess it'd be your left.
That's my
grow up. You more so than I, but watching him in his game well before he played in our match play, it was kind of funny. We used to somewhat kind of compete with him, you and I, Chris. We would beat him every once in a while, but those days ended fairly quickly as we could tell he took off. But congratulations, Caleb, and also congratulations on the new sponsorship. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that because, you know, here at the Fling Show, that's really what we preach, is getting people who want to be sponsored recognized and noticed. So kind of want you to talk about your new sponsor and tell the followers what's going on.
Well, you know, when the season ended in 2020, it was kind of that time where you're like, okay, they're looking for sponsorships, and that's something that I kind of want to do. It'll help like bring these companies up and try to get my game to a higher level. So, you know, I sent out some feelers. I sent some applications out, and I got some pretty great offers. So
as you should.
Thank you. Yeah, it's something that has been a dream of mine, and I'm really excited to kind of take these companies like AGL and Spring Valley and just kind of boost them out there, you know, get the recognition out there.
And Flight Towel.
And Flight Towel, yeah.
Of course, yeah, we love that about what you're doing over there, and especially what you're doing with the juniors. But it's kind of been neat to see that we do have kind of a group of 5 to 10 of y'all that really, if I said, is going to be, y'all are going to be pushing each other. And not only now y'all are pushing each other, you're pushing those guys that are 2, 3, 4 years older than you are. And it's quite nice to see and fun to see. I know it's not for them, but it is for us who aren't having to worry about beating you any longer. But saying that, I also know that the points rally series is very important to y'all. And it's something that you kind of brought over to this side of town, and it kind of got a little resistance when you first brought it. But why don't you kind of give people a reason why that's something that's near and dear to your heart? Because obviously y'all travel all over the world, you play all over the world. And so that must matter in some form or fashion of why you're so passionate about a points rally series.
Well, for me, it's an opportunity to go to those tournaments and go around the world because, you know, for PDGA, if you want to go to Amateur Worlds, you have to get a certain number of points. And it's hard to get those just playing tournaments in the area. But if you play the leagues, the way we've set it up, you get 300, 400 points if you play every week.
That's if you're that good, of course.
Right. There's a little.
But the capability is there, especially for a junior. So when it comes to juniors, if they want to go to Junior Worlds, they only need a handful of points to qualify for that. However, if they want to go to Amateur Worlds, which this year is in Orlando, Florida, and we're definitely going. If a junior wants to go to Amateur Worlds, they have to earn 1,500 points
in advance,
all in MA1. So that's one of the reasons why we designed Points Rally the way we did.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, like I said,
only benefit juniors.
You took a little kick at the beginning, and I realized that because you're introducing something new to people that maybe aren't interested in something like that, but also didn't kind of quite get what it was. But I think that after last year, and now seeing the new attendance that you've been having, because I've been there as well.
Yeah.
Champ.
Silver.
Shh, no one knows that unless they look it up. You just be quiet over there. You just hush up. Besides, I tagged Caleb this week, didn't I? Ha-ha.
No, that's true.
No, you did. Lights out.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to the y'all's positive thing. I love what you're doing. I'm so happy for you both and being able to support it. You know, the Fling Show's there for both you two and the things that y'all do in the future and the adventures you have. Because you and I have talked about it. I didn't know if we were also going to be able to get a little insight into the other small thing you were talking about that had to do with more fun and innovative things to our area. So why don't you go ahead and enlighten the guests as well on that?
Sure. Well, you know, normally sanctioned play, which is what we're known for, is very respectful, play by the rules, be kind to one another. Well, we're launching this here fundraising effort called Cutthroat Disc Golf, and it is anything but those. Okay. In Cutthroat Disc Golf, good sportsmanship isn't necessarily encouraged. Okay. You have the opportunity to sabotage people, actually. So in this setup, you know, going against your opponents in a negative way isn't only encouraged, it's also up for sale. So every time that we go to a different hole, there will be different unique sabotages that we will auction off or for a tournament or whatever's going on in that area at that time.
Boy,
Our
howdy.
website, it's cutthroatdiscgolf.com. We also have a Facebook page where we
Awesome
are
page.
testing out booking your tee times for that. So I'd highly encourage any of the viewers that's interested to go ahead and go on there and take a look around, maybe try and schedule around, and let's get out there and get it.
And we'll put those details at the end of the show. We'll type that in somehow into the on the bottom of the show so everybody can follow that and find out the information that you just stated as well. Because I want to also say that I'm very fortunate that being old and not very good at some of these Adobe Photoshops and Photo Premiere and things like that, that the gentleman right here, Mr. Fennel, was very kind and gracious enough a couple times to at least get me kick-started in the right direction. So thank you so much. So you're seeing the work that I've done, and I want to thank you for your help in that as well.
You kicked him off a cliff, actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody.
I've been nice so far, just a few treats here and there, just a couple, but things to come, that's for sure. But love what you're doing with your websites too and how you're promoting things in this area. And I don't know if Hemi has another question before you go.
Oh, no, I just want to say thank you guys for everything you've done in the community and you know, all the, sorry I haven't been at the points rally this time around, but I'll get over there. It's just been kind of,
well, we totally understand that life gets in the way, and you know, we love our disc golf community, and everybody is welcome to join regardless of skill level.
Yeah.
Well, before we let you go, we always want to make sure that you have an opportunity to thank anybody, give a shout out to your sponsors. Kayla, if you want to go first, we'd love to hear it. And then followed by Chris.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start out. Thank you, Spring Valley, Flight Towel, AGL for sponsoring me this season. It's going to be a great one. And then, thank you, Fling Show. This is awesome. This is the first time I've been on since the junior event, and a great experience all around.
We need another one.
Yes.
Hey, Allison, we're talking about it.
Good.
And we're
going to be talking to you about it also. We got some sponsorships that we'll be looking for, because Hemi came up with an incredible idea.
Okay. Looking forward to hearing about it.
Yeah, I need a rematch against John. This time I'm
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But we're even talking bigger than that, just so you know.
all right.
So, but we're also going to be doing that. That's a given. We have got you guys dialed in for sure. But Chris, before you go, anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I wanted to point out that there are two charities that are going to be benefiting from the Spring Wide Open. One is Camp Hope of Houston, and this is an organization that helps veterans who are suffering from PTSD. It's a phenomenal organization. My heart goes out to military and service members because I am a veteran. It's a great cause. The other one is Edge. We're all familiar with Educational Disc Golf Experience. They're going to help all the kids in public school that don't necessarily have access to physical education. So those both are going to benefit from the Spring Wide Open. I also wanted to point out that starting next Wednesday, there's going to be a putting league at Southern Star Brewing. Yeah, every other Wednesday.
We talked about that last week. We also talked about that last week. Gave a shout out to them starting that up.
Yeah, that was on my list for Ochoa. Shout out for that, because that's in my neighborhood.
And the
do you know anything about the format on that? Do you know anything about how they're going to run that, or how?
So basically, it's going to be free to play. There's all kinds of side games and fun things to do there, but the putting league itself is free. And it's centered, they have an outdoor bar. So I've designed a 9-hole course that circles that bar. You're never more than 20 steps away from a drink.
So you be mindful with some of the players we have in our.
Hey, they're going to have some non-alcoholic options too. And I'm pretty sure that Tacos and Low Places food truck is going to be there. It's going to be a great time.
All right.
Yeah, it's great out there. We loved it. We were out there for 5 hours at the end of the season.
Yes,
That's
we
that,
will.
and then there's one more. I got to let you know that Spring Valley is the reason that we're going to be able to elevate this B tier tournament. Okay, I already have the minimum. The B tier minimum added cash is $750. We're going to blow that out of the water. I don't want to say any specific numbers yet, because we have all of these fundraisers right here that we're going to be doing to add to that. But, we want to encourage some pros. I know our A pool is not exactly full right now, Emmy. And I definitely want to
Well,
encourage
it is
some
done by
pros,
Lone
but
Star, and he is a Lone Star sponsored player.
and if it does not fill, then all of that extra added cash just might wind up over there at B pool, and it'll become the Rec Wide Open, and they will get rewarded.
Been fighting for y'all this day one, fighting for you. Well, thank y'all so much for coming on, Chris.
you
I
for
know
having
that you've
us.
been extremely busy, but I think in what we're doing here is being busy isn't a reason anymore. It's not an excuse. It's what we do. It's a passion, and it drives us all. Thank y'all for coming on tonight, both of you. We'll see you both in the future. And of course, I know I'll be talking to you here soon because we got a lot of big things coming up. So thank y'all again for coming on. Good night, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us. Night.
Wow,
Awesome.
that was incredible. And I was remiss, I didn't get to talk to him, and he had said something about the fundraising. And I had the pleasure of being able to play with one of the fundraisers and who donated quite a substantial amount of money to this, besides Travis. And just happened to be happenstance, got put on a card with the gentleman this Sunday during league. And it's just incredible because then he turned around and he offered to sponsor a portion of what we're going to be doing, which I cannot wait to release. Just so you know, it's 16 people, it's a match play, and as Hemi said, it's a sponsored match player, and not one player pays to play in this event. We're going to have 16 players, and you're all going to be sponsored to play in this event. Now, there is a caveat to that. It's not in Houston, Texas. It's at one of our favorite courses that we got to see over this last year. I have to say it's one of my favorite courses that we got to go to, and that's So-So in Timpson, Texas. And we're going to be doing that the first weekend of April. I've got more information for our sponsors. Right now, 16 spots were available. I'm fairly sure I can account at least for 3 of those to already be gone. So we'll be looking for sponsorships, or I'll tell you how you can sponsor people. That information's coming really quick. I couldn't wait. We're going to have to get into it. It's going to be incredible. It's the brainchild of this man right here because he wants to do something for the players. You know how we feel about it. And we're talking about a high dollar 16-man match play. You don't pay to play, but you're going to win the money. And it's going to be, we're hoping, in between $3,000 to $5,000 that you'll be playing for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
that's what we're pushing for. The sponsorships, they're already coming in, and we haven't even really said anything about the event.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't even know we had it okayed for that weekend. I hope that we'll be able to show up.
I'll get down that tomorrow, but I'm fairly sure Mr. Mayor, who loves Hemi, and the president's wife.
Yeah, and we're going to be on that, and then talking to Miles, who lives there, and hopefully drum up some big names as well who want to play this event for free for a ton of money.
And what this is the sponsor plays for the player to play. Now,
say that again.
The sponsor pays for the player to play. Caveat is if the sponsor wants to fork up that much money to play in the event, I don't see a reason why to hold them out of the event, but that's not what we're going for. We're going for the sponsors to pay for their players to play. It's a large cash that they're going to be playing for. You can split up the winnings however you want. You can play it out however you like, but it's going to be an incredible event. Once again, every shot, every round, filmed live. The final round will be edited by the winners who will be on the show as well. The sponsors who will be sponsoring this event will be mentioned in our show leading up every show we have. So it's going to be,
and a very special trophy too.
Oh yeah.
I'm working on one right now for the So-So event that that I took part in. Actually, I was there, showed up. I've been trying to learn how to flick a disc ever since. But anyway, I got a pretty cool picture of our friend Greg Barbsby and do a little portrait on a disc for this man. And I'm working on that one. And moving forward, every so-so champion will have a portrait done by me.
Awesome.
And on a disc.
Wow.
And it's kind of an idea that I came up with. I'm into this portrait thing now, and it's something I want to get better at, and that's what I'm learning how to do. But so I'm gonna use disc golfers as guinea pigs.
Well,
so we'll have some good trophies for you.
Once again, you know me, my brain's going 5,000 miles an hour. I pivoted from the point that I did want to make after the Fennels got off, and that got off with us. And that's when I talked to Travis. And I talked to Travis, made sure I could give this information out. He definitely wants to do something extremely special for the rec and intermediate division. He realizes that cash isn't really an option in a PDGA event, but he wants to do prizes. He wants to do something special in the players pack, something different than just a disc, because sometimes we all just don't need another piece of plastic. And, you know, I was throwing out retrievers. We were throwing out hats. We were throwing out towels. We were throwing out the handbags, the ball bags, whatever you want to call them. Just different things. So please feel free to not only share it on our feed, share it with Travis. He really loves, just like I do, we all do the intermediate rec division. He wants to do something above and beyond to make sure that y'all filled it up in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and he really appreciates that and realizes that, you know, that's the bulk of the players there. So I was very, taken aback by that, because he wants to do something for them outside the norm of what the you can do in the PDGA, but making sure it stays within the guidelines as well. So if y'all have any ideas,
Groceries.
well, you know, unfortunately, he can't do
Gift cards.
gift cards and things like that, but he can do
Prizes.
a TV set or something. I don't know. We were talking things like that. Yeah, so I just thought that was very special. And once again, we're very fortunate to be around these people who are putting back into this community. So please turn around, and I hope that y'all support them just as much, because that's the way we're all going to grow. We're all stronger together, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're lucky to have Travis and Lone Star Disc right here in Houston, you know, right in our area, and literally my backyard. But you know, we're just so grateful for Travis and what he's done, and look forward to more. I just learned about this spring spectacular event. What's it called?
Spring Wide Open.
Spring Wide Open.
The Lone Star Disc Spring Wide Open. It's kind of like the Sugarland Express. Extravaganza. Anyway, before we close the show, though, you have broached the subject the last time we were together that I don't know. You want to delve into that again today, or did you want to save that?
Which one?
The incredibleness of 2020.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, I messaged Chris, and I had this idea, really just kind of like, you know, thinking back on 2020 and all that it's brought, and you know, whenever you say that, you automatically have negative thoughts in your, you know, I say all that it's brought, you automatically think of COVID, and you think of, you know, the rodeo shutting down, you think of, you know, one by one all the dominoes fell into where nothing was open, and then people are out of work, and you know, not to belittle anything that happened, but man, am I grateful for what happened with us, what happened with disc golf. And so I just started thinking, you know, for a title of our show, we could call it, why is 2020 the best year ever? And I know that has a visceral impact when you say it, but you know, really when you start to look at things, your life, your friends, your situation, your disc golf game, you know, when you have a good perspective on things, sometimes good things happen, and I just couldn't help but think how great of a year it was for what we've done, you know, running into Matt and Meredith coming along, and starting off with these Zoom calls that were just atrocious and 2-hour shows, and just a whole lot of stuff that we learned from, but not just what happened on the Fling show, but disc golf has exploded. And I don't know if you guys notice, I notice it every time I go to Bear Branch now, or even Stonebridge. Anywhere you go. Today it was River Plantation. There were people. I ran into a guy who started playing disc golf in March, and he tested the waters a long time ago, and he didn't care for it too much. But now that he was stuck at home, he ends up back at River Plantation playing all the time now, and loving disc golf. And and he goes. Yeah, I say go ahead and play through. I had about 7 discs I'm trying to learn how to flick. And he said, okay, but I'm not very good. And this is hole 3, and he almost aces hole 3. And he puts it right next to the pole. And I go, that must be your good luck charm. I don't know. But anyway, so I followed him, and we started talking, and his name was Ash, like your friend. And anyway, his name is Ashley, and it's good to meet you. If you're watching, I told him about the show. Hopefully he's watching, but if not, watch later and we'll catch up with you. But I look forward to, playing some rounds with you. But I asked him, I said, do you study the game, And he's like, yeah. And so I gave him some tips on some videos that I learned from, Nate Sexton and Dave Dunapace and stuff like that. But anyway, obviously he had been learning, and so it's just so wide open to learn disc golf now. It's incredible what you can do with your friends for free. You go out and you don't pay a dime, except for the discs. And so anyway, just looking back, that's what I'm thankful for 2020. It just kind of it brought me a whole new perspective on disc golf. And I think it brought disc golf to the world, So,
well, when you asked me that question, I did have that visceral feeling, and I turned around and inside, before I even said anything, inside I'm like, what are you talking about? And before those words came out of my mouth, I thought about it for a second, because I realized he was asking that for a reason. And so I sat back before I answered him, and I had to sit there and kind of think about it. And I'm not going to reiterate what Hemi said, because at the beginning we all feel that way. So please don't take this conversation in any form. We all feel like what Hemi said at the beginning of the conversation about what has happened and transpired to the people. But as far as what's happened to disc golf and the things that we love the most and the team that we've gotten together, it has been amazing. And before I kick it over to Meredith, and I know Matt's not ready to do that yet, but I will here in just a moment so he can switch over to Meredith and give her the opportunity as well. It did take me a moment to realize how thankful I should be and how wonderful a position that I am in, and moving forward, hopefully get other people. And I think that's what we try to do here at the Fling Show, is bring along everybody else on this fun ride. And when you asked me that question, I was like, he's freaking crazy. But when I really, really sat down and thought about it, I go, I'm extremely fortunate. But I did see what you were talking about, though. It is exploded with people. I cannot go to a course on almost any day and there not be people that I've never seen before, and I play quite often. And not only that, though, somebody passed us up the other day. It was a lady and her boyfriend, young couple, never seen him before whatsoever. The girl steps up to the box, takes a disc, and flicks it around the corner at Stonebridge on hole 10, all the way around all the trees, just like it was nothing. And I'm like, okay, never seen you before. The kid steps up and parks it. Hole 10 at Stonebridge. And I'm like, he backhand parked it. Nice. With the flex over shot. So it just goes to show you, as good as you think you are, there are talented kids out there. We were brought to attention with John Montenegro coming onto the scene, somebody we had never seen. Jason May taking his game to another level. Will Hickey, Chase Graggart. There's so many people that have now had the time to put into this game. But don't forget, there's some other kids that are doing the same exact thing that you don't even know yet, and they're finding coming. Out. They're coming. They are coming. They are coming. But so, Meredith,
let me backtrack first before you move over there, because I wanted to bring attention to something that took place, because I think we all forget about it, and that is that prior to COVID, we're all kind of moving around, busy, you know, doing our own thing, maybe arguing, griping about politics or this or that, and then all of a sudden, bam, everything shuts down. You're at home, and who stays home? You know, except for Chris. I know he was. Chris was just doing his thing, and he's always in the back gardening by his pool. So he kind of like, it was kind of normal for him. But for a lot of people, including myself, I had to like reassess my whole life and go, well, now I'm home. And it meant a lot to me, because it's almost like a meditation practice, because you wake up, you're still home. And you got to figure out how you're going to find some happiness and some joy just being home, you know. And I found that it was there, you know, and I found that it was actually more than roaming out to every disc golf course in town, or going to bars, or, you know, whatever, going out to eat, or whatever you were doing before COVID. You know, it forced me to kind of observe my life in a different way, and that's something that I never would have got without COVID, right. You know, and I appreciate it so much now, you know, and I love my home, and I love my family and my 15 animals that live with us, and, you know, but all that stuff came from this, what we term as a god-awful year. That, you know, there are good things that came out of it, and maybe the best things that I've ever experienced in my life came out of it, and that's why I messaged you that. That's why I brought that up.
Yeah. So, like I said, it got the visceral response, and I'm pretty sure anybody else who thinks about it probably has the exact same thing, because we didn't throw politics into that. And that's because him and I are just like, who cares? Yeah. Not enough we're about to argue about. So, but anyway, Meredith, when you heard him say that, what was your first thought?
Well, I mentioned it in a post recently. I really love the fact that, you know, being part of the Fling Show, the way that you highlight other people, and it's really kind of, you know, given an opportunity for everyone to kind of be spotlighted and serving others. Ultimately, it's serving. So it's really let me tap into like that joy of service in disc golf, rather than always so hyper focused on my game, because that at times I overthought it, and it makes it not fun, because you're like mad at yourself for stuff. And so when I kind of took a break from that side and plugged in more to the match play, was the kind of the little flame that like lit. Yeah. Anyways, it's been great, and thank you for, you know, allowing me to be a part of this. And I'm just so excited for the future. It's been.
We're
fun.
The lucky ones. I've always said we're the fortunate ones.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But
so, did you have any luck getting into the tournament?
No.
I didn't either.
There's a ratings.
Caps. Yeah. Apparently I'm not good enough.
You know, things may be different this year.
Hey, no, I was reading the parameters. You have to be 990 at a certain time, and you have to be 1,000 rated first. And first, you have to be a card holder, a Pro Tour card holder, and then after that, you have to be 1,000, and then you got to be a 990, which I'm not any of those. And that's great. I mean, I'll get in, but I mean, to me, this is the new disc golf world.
And I'm wondering if they have amateurs. I mean, I saw them with the divisions initially, and I just saw MA 50. Maybe it was not correct.
Yeah.
Because usually there's amateurs.
Yeah, we could be, we could be mistaken, or maybe just for some reason they're not open.
I don't know, but I will say that I had to wait to get into FPO years before because of my rating being so low. But I managed to get in. So I mean, we'll just hope. Sean may have to play MA 40 or intermediate is what he does sometimes, but he don't mind. But that's 27 holes at Cameron, by the way.
I'm going to be really nice about this. We're not going to talk about it. I'll just be very, very sweet.
Disc golf is blowing up, and there's not room for everybody.
And that's the way it is. I mean, that's what's going to happen, Chris. Mm-hmm. When tournaments are filling up like instantly, you got to give.
That is not even what I'm talking about. But when you're talking about a rating, and that's the reason why you get in, and I see people manipulate ratings all the time, I have a difficult problem with that just a little bit, just saying. But if you want to give a wider berth, say 990 up first, and then 950 to 990 seconds, sure. But to go those little increments like that, I'll be nice about this, and we won't have that conversation because I've seen many rounds of people who blow their ratings either on purpose, just to keep them down, and I've seen a few other people who've done some unscrupulous things just to keep them up. So my point with ratings go this way. On that day, are you good enough to beat that guy? Whether you're 990 or 1,050, can you beat him on that day? Because that's what you're putting your money there for.
Well, how do you...
And so my point is if you're already guaranteed to be a pro and a PDGA pro by whatever rating system that they want to create, I didn't know that the only pros that there were 1,000 rated. Didn't know that. Maybe I just missed something. I didn't know 990 couldn't be a pro, and your $200 wasn't good enough.
Well,
my point is, if you're good enough to beat them on that day, it should have nothing to do with whether or not you are 5 points less than he is on a PGA rating. You should be able to get in that tournament because you're ready to play, you're ready to pay.
But I think that
That's
do
what
make
I'm
room
saying.
for the touring pros.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to have some kind of system to
Leave them
for
open
the-
spots
for
then.
the
Give them
great-
just create their own spots just for the touring pros. Just set that aside.
Well, that's
there
what
right
they've
here.
done. That's-
Well, but you're doing it all at 8 o'clock and you're waiting to get on at 8 and then it trickles down. Come on, man. Sorry. I'm just not into that. Not for a rating. Because I can think that you could beat them on that day regardless if you're rated. And I'm saying that personally. Yeah, I think you could beat somebody who's 1,010 rated and you're 920. And I know you're not
maybe.
920.
I mean, I think it's a positive thing because they've, for me it was eye opening because it's like, wow, it's kind of an elite thing now. It's
Yes.
Go
Yeah.
get that rating now.
It's elite.
not
yeah.
the rating. I'm not talking
Go
about the
play
rating.
Zoob 1,000 times so you can get up to 1,000 rated. Yay, Zoob.
But I don't care though. I mean,
But
as
they
far
do.
But as far as that goes, if I don't get in, that's fine.
Yes, but you tried. My
Yeah.
point is you should have been able to get in. That's all. That's all I'm fighting for. Is you tried to get in.
Yeah,
You should have played Zoob more.
I should
You
have
could have gone out and just gone to.
I should have tanked so. Oh wait, I did.
You shouldn't have tanked. But that didn't count against your ratings anyway.
Oh, it didn't.
Did it?
Well, why not?
If it's 100.
Did it? Was it PDG? I forgot if it was.
Yes,
or
it
not.
was
I don't
PDG.
care.
C-tier?
Yeah, I don't care.
It was a
It's right
C-tier.
there.
It was one really great C tier.
It was. It was a great
Yeah.
tournament, regardless of that point.
Congrats to Miles for running such a great event, and not just Miles, but Greg Barsby and what's his girlfriend's? I can't remember.
Case.
Well, I tell you what, that's
What?
another.
Casey. I think?
Casey, yeah, I think Casey
Is it?
didn't get enough credit because she was there the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
She set that thing up. She was the assistant,
Right.
but yet she was running the show. So thank you, Casey, for that.
That's what I'm going to say about the TDs in this area. We always kind of give Griff a lot of credit, and we also give Stillwagon a lot of credit. But the Fennels now have really stepped on running their events, and they've really done a good job with them. They're very organized as well. So that's a great addition to TD in this area because it's
Yeah.
not an easy job, and it's a lot of work. And there's some that are good, and there's some that are bad. But for the most part,
I was
they
at
do
his
a job.
house when he came home. I was hanging out with his wife, and he came right home. Him and Caleb got on. They put in all. They verified everything and submitted it. They're just.
Hey, that makes me remember. I want to give a shout out to Ryan Thies and
Robert.
his girl. God, I can't remember her name. Anyway, I'll
Jennifer?
think of.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking-
Anyway, for the way they ran the mini out there at River Grove, and not just the way they ran it, it was really professional run like a C tier, but also they posted the results afterwards. Something that when I saw the results, I thought of you because you're always saying, give credit to the winners,
Man,
please.
announce them, make them feel great about
Yeah.
what they've done and accomplished because they put their hard time in.
And Northside does a pretty good job of it. But you guys running a mini, do like the Fennels, sit down for 10 minutes and
Get it
type
done.
some stuff in there because it means something, Marcus, congrats on the win out there. Marcus, the lefty, wins River Grove. That's not a lefty-friendly course.
Oh, no.
Congrats, Marcus. And congrats, Ryan, for getting the word out.
And before we go tonight, I kind of wanted to go over the amazing amount of people that have been sponsored within the last 2 to 3 weeks. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to slow down for Christmas, and it slowed down like for a week, and then next thing you know, sponsorship after sponsorship. Brian getting Zombie, Caleb getting picked up. I mean, it's just been amazing the amount of people that have been. Robert Burgess has been picked up by Gorilla, correct? Isn't that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Robert got picked up by Gorilla.
Burridge.
Sorry, you know me and names are terrible.
Yeah. That's true.
But it's just, that is what we're here for, and it's been a pleasure to see. Slow down. I haven't seen it. It's just been picked up. Lucky Ace. I thought that someone else got Team Lucky Ace. Did they not? I'm wondering. I forgot who it is. I'm so sorry, but I thought.
I am honored to say I got Team Clover.
Clover. That's what it is. Clover.
So,
Dang, I was in the
so Lucky Ace Disc has now a second team.
Mhm.
So you have what they call the round table team, and then they have the Lucky Clover team. So
Clover,
I'm so very
nice.
honored.
Clover, I like that. So once again, Jay's out there just putting another incredible team together. Great addition right there. No doubt about it. He's taking now Meredith. He has Matt helping him out as well. I wonder where he got those ideas from. Wonder who that was. But anyway, before we close the show tonight, we do have a special end of the year kind of a everything that we did over the year, and after I kind of started pulling the stuff together, it was quite amazing. I think I had well over about 300 clips, and I could have added many more, so please don't take offense. It's still 11 minutes long, and I had to fit in a couple tree hits here and there. You know that I had to do it. So, but I left you out because I've already got a long video of Meredith. But somebody else out there, guess what? You're up. Enjoy. But I hope you all enjoy, because when you go back and you look at it, it's quite. I never thought we'd put out that much content in my life. So, and I think Matt realizes now how much we've been taking up of his computer space. But I hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah, thank you,
year
Matt.
in revo-
Again, thanks,
review.
Matt. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, you bet.
Could not do this without you.
Anything before we go?
No. Just thank you for putting all that work in. I know that it takes, to get an 11-minute video, it takes about 1,100 hours or more. I don't know how.
I was
many
dreaming
hours,
it. I'd go to bed and just start dreaming clips after clip after clip. It was very. It's funny.
Well, thanks for doing that, because it took me down memory lane, and it's been only a few months. It hasn't even been a full year. That was one thing that I was thinking of when you were talking, Meredith, about your year, was that how quickly we're off and running. I mean, it seems like we're going to take a break. There's no break.
There's no break.
There
is no break in disc golf.
That's right. We're off. Here we go. Let's go.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to 2021. We have some great things coming, and there's some great things coming in this area. So until next time,
sorry, Mr. Barbsby, we weren't able to get you on.
We'll
try it again next time.
And we run out of time. He doesn't call. When you calling? Ringy dingy. Come on now, what's going on with you? Hemi says you're gonna show up. We never hear back from you. Something's up. But anyways, Hemi likes to always say,
just kidding.
Be nice, do something nice, be kind to each other, and y'all have a great night, and peace.